Hey, here we are again. The show will begin in about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So this is a countdown. So you can get ready for the show. You can get a nice adult beverage and maybe something to snack on while you're watching the show. But if you're watching this show in replay, you can fast forward right past this spot and get right into the show so you won't have to wait. Also, remember, you can watch this show through Facebook or YouTube and even at Jill's website, which is jillcoxcordova.com, and click the podcast tab and you will be watching the show. And you can watch replays of other shows also, and that's of I'm Right, and of Poetic People Fighting Racism. And I think still some of the shows of The Soul Reader are still there, so you might want to go back and watch some of those if they are still there. So we've got about 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and we'll get right into the show, so please stand by. And hello again, my good people. It seems like, I don't know what's been happening. The gremlins have been in our equipment or something lately. But it seems like YouTube is working, and we're not sure whether Facebook is working. So anyway, So we're going to try to work that out. We've got about 2 minutes until the show starts, and then we'll be right here. And remember, we also love it when you make comments, and you can do that on Facebook and YouTube if they are both working this time. You know, technology. But if you know this, you can always watch at jillcoxcordova.com and click the podcast tab, and you can always watch the show from there. And that'll be a direct connection to you. So sometimes you can do it that way. And it's very easy. You just get on your computer or your phone and just log in. And also, if you want to be part of the show, you want to be here in the audience, on the stage with us, all you have to do is click the link that's on Facebook or YouTube, or you can follow the prompts if you are watching from the website. So we have about 40 seconds, and we'll be right here with you, so please stand by. About 20 seconds, and Jill and I will be right here with you, so please stand by. Jill, get with the program. What? Look at my head. Look at this big old head. Watch. Look at me. There we go. Come on, Jill. What is up with you? Oh my goodness. This is not the way to start a show. Oh my goodness. Jeez.
It's different. It's fun. Hello, everyone. This is I'm Right.
I'm right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Really, we're here.
Yes, we are.
I don't know if we're on every platform we're normally on. If you're watching from YouTube, we are there.
And
if you're watching from our websites, we are there.
We are there.
But I'm not sure about
if
Facebook.
If you're watching from Facebook, who knows?
It says we're connected, but we don't see that we are. So
yeah, but if you are watching on Facebook and you can see us,
let us know.
Just let us know.
A comment. Oh, it says we are. Yeah. According to my phone, we are.
Okay.
Here.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Yay.
Woo.
Had to stand up for that one.
Yep. And look at us.
All right.
We're twinning.
Can't tell.
Sure we can.
We can't see your shirt. Well, wait a minute. Can't we do
You already stood up so they can see what my shirt looks. My shirt looks like yours.
What does it say?
Let's see. It says poetry matters and poets are important. And he's a poet.
I'm a poet.
I'm not a poet. But he is. And poets are important. I'll agree with
poets are cool.
Yes.
You know, if you get into a room of poets, you are going to be in a room full of cool people.
I think that about most writers, though, not just poets. But shout out to the poets. Shout out.
I won't get into that.
You're a cool poet. Well, okay, I'll say this. Every poet I do know, personally, they're cool.
We're cool.
Yeah.
Poets are cool.
Yeah. But us non-poets are cool, too. So we should tell people where we...
Some are cool, and some are real.
Am I on that cool list to you?
And some are real introverts. They prefer not to be around a lot of people and to be.
Are you talking about poets now again?
Oh no, poets are cool.
Many poets are introverts.
You get poets are the life of the party. Even the introverted ones, life of the party.
If you say so.
Hey, so what have we been doing lately, Jill?
Well,
what's been up?
Let's tell people where. Well, first of all, let's say hello to the married couple.
Hey,
Dave and Sam, and they're joining us from YouTube. Hey, y'all!
Yeah, and check out the Married Couple podcast. They are the #1 married couple podcast on YouTube, according to them.
Or in the world, actually. I would say that. In the world.
They're the only married couple.
Well, you
podcast.
didn't have to say that. We could just let people find out for themselves.
They are still the #1 married couple podcast.
Yes. And they were kind enough to say that we're #2.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. Are we a married couple podcast?
We don't have that name.
I'm right.
True. But we are married and we do have a podcast.
Yes. But they have the title of
the
#1 married couple podcast.
As well as they should.
On YouTube.
And that's it. They're on at 9, right? Or 8? Is it 8?
They're at 8 Central, I believe it is.
No,
9,
okay, yeah. 9 Eastern. That's correct.
Yes.
So everybody, after you watch our show, make sure you tune into them because they're cool and they're fun.
Yeah. They'll take you to the moon and back.
And they play cool music too, or they talk about it.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's tell everybody why we're twinning with our shirts.
Why we're twinning?
We are twinning. Are you making fun of me already? We're not even 5 minutes into this show and you're already making fun of me, but that's okay.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm just, trying to see poets, how cool poets are.
Are you saying I'm not cool?
Oh, you're cool. Yeah. You're cool, Jill.
We'll see what he says after the show. Right?
All
right.
Jill,
so tell everybody why we're wearing these shirts, where we got them.
Oh, where we got them. Don't you have a graphic for this?
I do, but I was waiting for you to say it so I could put it up.
Well, we did a workshop.
We did.
At Voices Set Free. Yay!
Yes, it was part of the National Federation States Poetry Society. Their annual national conference was held in Roswell, Georgia, and you can see the dates of when it was held.
They're national.
Yeah, they came from, I think they said 34, 37 states.
Yes, national.
Yes. And so our new agent, she still hasn't accepted us as clients yet, but we're working on it.
We adopted our new agent.
Yes, her name is Lucinda. Lucinda is an excellent manager / agent, and she booked us to conduct a workshop. And what was our workshop about?
What was it about, Jill?
You don't remember?
Set our voices free.
Yes, we did match the theme of the conference.
The actual title of it was like
Poetry as a tool.
Poetry as a
tool to advance social change. So clearly I wrote that along with Lucinda, so he did not. But we got it together. And
Poetry
what did
as
that
a tool
mean?
to advance social change.
Yes.
See, I knew it.
So tell them what all we did as I show pictures.
So you didn't tell me this is how we're going to do it. So what
I
we
actually
did,
I forgot, man.
What we did, as many of you know, that I have the other show, which is Poetic People Fighting Racism. So what we did was show how we do that show. So, yes, we did.
Well, you did at the beginning.
Yes.
And then I tapped you and like, that's not why we're here.
Yes. But so people can see how you can use this medium that we're using right now to create some social change in the world. So we just gave them a quick example of how Poetic People Fighting Racism begins, and then we discussed different things that a person could do or concerns that the audience may have had or have.
Yes, we wanted to tell these poets, and that every poet I heard read something or perform something, they were all excellent. And we wanted them to take their words from the page and show them different ways or give them ideas of how they could take that and be everyday activism with their work, with their words. And so this picture reflects when it was at the beginning of the workshop. It was an hour-long workshop. And we asked, how many of you are activists? And look, they all raised their hand. I have never been in a situation where that has happened, where people, were there because they wanted to find out other ways to be activists, but readily showed that, yes, I'm an activist. Yeah. I'm an activist. And so we talked about, okay, thank you for raising your hand.
Yeah.
And the entire room did. And there were people, they streamed this as well. So there were people online who did as well, who said that they were activists. But then the question became, well, how many of you are everyday activists?
Yes.
And not as many hands, but there were definitely people in there who knew what that was and
Correct.
Gave the example. And so you and I thought well, at least I was very pleased that we could have this hour-long conversation because they came to talk about all the things that they're doing and gave each other ideas. And then we gave them, we didn't give them homework, we gave them conference work.
Yeah,
and we told them
cool.
that we wanted them to meet someone who wasn't in the room and ask them what they're doing as activists. And the whole idea behind that was to, make it grow, spread, connect with other activists, and together we can all do something.
Yes. And actually we specifically said everyday activists.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Which is
because we wanted to show
different.
that, you don't have to hit the streets every day to protest.
Yeah,
to be
you
an
can
activist.
do little things.
And that's great too, but you can do something every day.
Whatever it is you can do, it could even be what you may read can be part of being a everyday activist. So
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. And I know we already showed this picture again, but I like that picture. And it does show you in action.
There
That's one of the times that you
There I am, the
performed
poet.
your spoken word poem.
See,
and
look how
it was
cool I
wonderful.
look. That shows you I'm a poet. The poets are cool.
And my contribution to this photo was the slide that you see behind him. Since
Yeah.
I'm a former professor, so I know how to do slides.
Yes, yes, but and in all honesty, uh, we really have to thank Jill, because Jill kind of just prepared a kind of a lesson plan for this, and she's very good at that. She can come up with a
That used to be my
lesson
job,
plan
so-
just like that.
That used to be my job, so
So Jill will
not a big
say,
deal.
"Hey, we're gonna do this, 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 and this." Okay.
and you did it. You did it.
No questions. Okay. Well, the only questions is what are we going to start with, and blah blah, and then I kind of follow Jill's lead,
Which was
and
which was
she's
fun.
real good at it. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you were really good too. I was very pleased with our doing this. And so we brought this up today. And thank you, Dave and Sam, for what you just said. They wrote, "Love who you guys are and what you guys do." Thank you.
thank you.
Because
And
we're
we love
obviously
you guys too, and
we
what you do.
We do. And clearly, what we're talking about this evening is who we really are. That's what we're most passionate about.
Yes.
And we showcase that in different ways on your show, this show, in person,
yeah.
with the
Gotcha.
people we can connect with. So we thought it appropriate to bring all of this up. And by the way, the photos we just showed everyone. Thank you, Nick. Nick was our
Son-in-law.
photographer, our son-in-law, but excellent photographer
Yes, thank
he
you
is.
very much.
So thank you, Nick, and thank you again, Lucinda, for being the person that
Lucinda!
started
She is my
the
favorite.
ball rolling with us doing that, and we would like to
Yes.
do more of that, because truly this is who we are and what we're about.
Absolutely.
So we thought it appropriate that we talk about this today of all things, and there's something flying around. So if I just suddenly scream, you'll know why.
I don't see it.
It's still around.
Did it look like a pterodactyl?
No. I would be gone if that's what it looked like. Just
Are you
off the
sure?
set, gone. But today is Juneteenth.
Yes.
So, and I'm
National
grateful
holiday.
to work
Yay!
I'm grateful to work at a place that honored that as a company holiday. So it was wonderful for me to have the day off and to truly reflect on freedom. So what is freedom to you? It's part of a segment that we call
Stand by your stance.
So you're like, well, which show is this? Because this is what we normally, this is normally what Tony would discuss on Poetic People Fighting Racism, right?
Yes.
However, the term freedom and how you define it, I believe, impacts every single relationship that you have,
True.
or every type of relationship you have, I should
True.
say. So
True.
at work, for example, my definition of freedom is very different, I'm sure, from the head of the company.
Yeah.
He has different freedoms than I do, for sure,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then I still feel free in our relationship too. Doesn't mean I'm going, that we have what people call an open marriage, because we don't. We do not.
You're not free like
No,
that.
we're not free like that.
Ain't gonna happen.
Nope. But I am free, and you are too, to, like Monday night. I went and hung out with a beautiful girlfriend of mine. You took
Yeah,
me there.
good.
You dropped me off.
Yeah, I
But
played the
but it was
flunky.
just
I do what I do. See, that this is truth. Now the truth telling. This is my job. This is part of my job title. Husband slash
no one gives you that title.
flunky.
Husband, yes, not flunky.
Car service. Oh, you got nothing
Well,
to say.
I mean, you do
Car
you do
service.
step up and you act like my driver sometimes,
But
which
it
is
was
nice.
okay because while you were at your event with your friend, I went and visited our youngest granddaughter
Yes.
and hung out with my daughter and my son-in-law, which is great.
Yes.
They're both great.
Yes, I wish I could have done that too.
So
I
I
was
had a
happy
good
to be
time.
with my friend, but family is very important to me. And speaking of family, our niece just wrote a comment, Jeanette,
Hey, Jeanette.
and she says, "For me, it's about understanding perspectives of color and experiences, family, work, life." Woo! Amen.
Bravo, bravo, bravo,
Amen.
bravo, bravo.
And amen.
Yeah, because I thought we were going to specifically talk about freedom within a relationship,
We are.
and you said everything is a relationship.
Well, there are different types of relationships, which is what we
There's-
cover
yes,
on this
there's
show.
the work relationship. Yeah, there's
And there's family,
all of
and
those.
there's romantic too.
But I was not to make the show too heavy on how freedom and a person's viewpoint of freedom could affect a romantic relationship.
It
or
absolutely
or
could.
husband and wife or committed relationship.
It it
with
definitely
someone.
could. For example, I believe we are both free, and we are in reality as well. It's not just a belief. To go hang out with other people.
Yeah, but I'm talking the bigger picture.
Okay, for example.
I'm talking about how a person perceives freedom. So, quite often, and I don't want to turn this into poetic people fighting racism, but quite often in a relationship, people will have different perceptions of freedom, of what that is, right? I know I just said that. So, I always believe that we are free-ish
We have those
As-
shirts too.
as people of color in this country, of African descent. We are free-ish.
That is,
and
and tell
that-
people what you mean by that.
Well, free-ish, we're supposed to be free since 1865, an illusion created by the blue and white eyes. Now we begin to realize we're not truly or really free. And the reason that is because there's certain things we cannot just do freely. Like when
Well,
you're ready.
some people can't do freely.
I'm talking about people of color.
Okay.
Specifically. So, but if you're in a relationship, a committed relationship, and one person feels as I do, but the other person says, oh no, we are truly free. We can do anything we want. We can do anything that anyone else can do in this country with no problems. Okay? Some people people of color may have that perception because they grew up in a bubble. They haven't seen the other things. But that perception can cause issues in a relationship. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. So two people in a relationship, specifically of color, or even if they're not, if they're of two different, nationalities, colors, whatever, they're going to see things or possibly see things differently than each other about this country and the world. And it can cause some, arguments and strife, within your relationship. So that's what I thought we were talking about, Jill, on this particular show.
We are. We're talking about all of it.
Okay. And I sure hope someone comments on
Well,
that.
one comment that we haven't addressed yet is Poetry Matters Project. Poetry Matters Project says they love the shirts. We are representing. We are. Yep. So yes, but to your point, we are talking about all of it, because freedom. To your point, freedom is different in our different types of relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Like I feel I have more freedom around you than I do in the workplace or outside of this house.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So freedom changes depending on who you are and where you are.
Okay. All right.
I think the degree of freedom. Jeanette also writes, even in a family, as we know, depending on the perspective of our color, or perception of our color. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That word perception.
Yeah. I'm big on perception.
Because it really does boil down to that often.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Especially
absolutely.
for people of color, of what people's perspectives of us are.
Oh,
just looking at us. We don't have to say anything. Just looking at us.
This is true.
Right?
This is very true. And this topic tonight is, we're just like touching on the surface.
Oh, yes.
But I'm thinking maybe we should carry this on to my next show, which is Poetic People Fighting Racism.
In 2 weeks? So it's not this Saturday. It's
not this Saturday, but the next Saturday after that.
We should just keep it going
that.
because this obviously there's a lot. Ooh, there's a lot to say.
Yeah. Because perception is a good point, and perception even within a group of people. Let's say it. Us as African Americans, perceptions of each other, and what one may be able to do and the other can't. I mean, because I have gotten that. I've had people tell me that, oh, well, you can go such and such cause of this, or you can do this cause of that. Oh, they like you because of this.
I've gotten the same.
So,
and even in our neighborhood, there's people who would never talk to me before, even if they're walking and I'm walking. Just they wouldn't even acknowledge me until one day I had on a sweatshirt about one of the schools I attended and graduated from. And then suddenly I was good enough to speak to. Because now she thought I was smart.
You're one of the smart ones,
Actually,
Jill.
she thought someone gave me the sweatshirt.
She thought
That's
you
what she
stole
initially
it.
thought.
She probably thought you stole it.
She initially thought someone,
probably
who do you know that went there?
Probably
well,
thought,
me.
thought
I know
you got
myself.
it from the thrift store.
Maybe. Well, she did not think that it belonged to, that I went there at first. But then when she realized I did, then suddenly I'm like one of her best neighbors.
You know what? I should start wearing that sweatshirt and see what people
say to you. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting experiment. All right. Well, let's get to our second segment.
Second segment. Show's almost over, isn't it?
I'm trying to help you.
Hey, I'm trying to help somebody. You most of all, Jill.
What are you trying?
Trying to help you. Trying to help you out.
What are you trying to help me do?
Live on the wild side. Hang with some of these poets.
I have been hanging with poets. I married one.
Yeah, but every time I get you to walk on the wild side, you get scared. You're like, well, we shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do this.
That's
Those
a whole
goody,
other show.
those,
You
those,
you and your attempts to corrupt me.
those goody two shoes.
I didn't say I was a goody two shoe now, but I didn't say all that.
Yeah, you didn't say it, but you are.
All right. Well,
Hey,
are we gonna? Are you
it
gonna help
just made me
somebody?
think of something.
Are you gonna help somebody?
At residency at Spalding, Jill was a character in a play. And in this play, she had to say a 4-letter word, a cuss word.
Two. I had to say two.
I have never heard her say any cuss word ever. And she said it, and then after the performance, she wouldn't wash her mouth out with soap. She was,
No, I did not.
She was like, pooey, I said the bad word.
I didn't do that. I didn't want to say the word. You are correct about that.
But
But I did not.
Word.
I did not go and wash my mouth out or anything like that.
I'm going to get you to walk on the wild side.
That's walking on the wild side to you. And why are we off topic anyway? This show is almost over. Ronaldo's here too. Hi.
Hello, Mr. Rennie.
And Connie.
And Connie. Hello, Connie.
All right. So you have no advice for anybody?
Nah, I'll wait till my show. Carry on, please. Carry on.
Well, my advice is back to Jeanette using the word perception. My advice is to be open enough to hear people, not just, not just hear them, listen to people when they describe what freedom means to them, right? Because we all have different definitions based on our upbringings, our backgrounds, our circumstances, our obstacles. We all have different definitions of what freedom is. And I believe that the only way we can all have freedom is if we pay attention to what each other believes that is and work together to make sure there's freedom for all. As much as you and I both try to do something every day as everyday activists, I'm saddened to say that I don't think in my lifetime I will see that everybody is free. But
truly free. Let's say
truly free. Truly free. But it just makes me want to work harder every day to do what I can, while I am still alive.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's my advice. All right.
Continue the pursuit.
Yes. Okay. On to our last segment that we call Hey.
Did you hear about this? Did you hear about this? See,
I always
you didn't say that.
hesitate on that one before I say something because I keep thinking that you've changed it and you didn't. And
One
didn't
day
tell
you
me.
might see it change.
I think one day I will. I will hear it changed. Okay, this is the segment where I pull up a survey or a study about the topic that we're discussing. So this time I pulled it from the Associated Press, the AP, and they did a study about what Americans believe means that they have freedom. So to Americans, what is freedom? And so down the line, people consistently talked about rights, such as the number one right that they believe means that we have freedom is a tie between the right of everyone to equal protection under the law, as well as the right to vote. 91% of those surveyed gave those two answers, followed by 90% with the freedom of speech. And we could do a whole other show about freedom of speech versus hate speech, because there's a difference. And then 88% was the right to privacy, 84% the freedom of religion, 83%, the right of people to assemble peacefully. 77%, the freedom of the press. And then last, at 54%, drum roll, please. Oh, I didn't warn
You
you,
didn't
that
tell
I
me?
needed a. Oh,
There
but
we
you got
go.
it.
See how quickly I can come up with that?
54%. This might surprise a lot of people, given what's happened in our country time after time again.
Freedom to have sex. Is that it?
Nope. Want to guess again?
No.
The right to keep and bear arms. 54%. So I said Americans, and there was no breakdown, or at least in what I read, about the demographics. However, there were other studies done by Pew Research and other organizations about what do Black people see as freedom.
That's a loaded question.
It is.
Yeah.
So to the point where there's no definitive answer, but what was consistent was that Black people do not believe that liberties are the same as freedom. Which gets back to what you said at the very beginning of the show, which is we have rights, but we're free-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, and we can talk in detail about all of that on Poetic People Fighting Racism.
That's right. So we actually do need to have part 2 be that.
Yeah.
So it's not this Saturday, but the Saturday after that. I don't
Yeah.
know what that date is, but
Yeah, and I don't
Something.
I don't have a calendar in front of me.
I guess I could look real quick.
Yeah, you could.
I could.
You could.
I could.
You could.
I
Or
could.
maybe you can't.
I can't.
You seem to know how to work
I don't know how to work my phone all of a sudden.
There's a
Okay.
calendar.
So not the 22nd, but the 29th.
29th is the next Poetic People Fighting Racism, and we will discuss freedom.
Part 2.
Part 2. Well, if it's on my show, it's a part 1. I can't be part 2 to I'm Right. Come on.
So we can stop doing I'm Right.
No. I can't be part 2 of I'm Right. Part
You're not.
1.
It's part 2 of talking about freedom. It's not part 2
well,
of the
they're
same
two different
show.
shows.
They are. So we'll discuss it in a different way.
Part 1.
Because this is I'm
My
Right.
show. I'm Right. Yeah, that's this show.
But anyway,
That's this
let's
show.
just end this show because we're already.
If we
over.
had another show next week, part 2 on I'm Right, that would be part 2. But it can't be part 2 on Poetic People Fighting Racism.
It's a continuation of the topic of freedom. And I'm going to have more
I'll
to say
go with
too.
that. I will go with that. And people love it when you speak. And, I think on Poetic People Fighting Racism, they really do love to hear your voice when you chime in and ask a question.
You have no basis for saying that.
Oh,
You
yes,
don't
I
know.
do. Yes, I
you
do.
No, you don't. You have no basis.
I do.
Anyway, let's end this show.
What kind of mess is this? Let's end it. Let's just end it. What kind of mess is that?
Oh, wait.
Oh my!
Wait.
You
wait,
say
wait.
end it, and then you say wait.
Yes, because we were just asked a question
What's the
that
question?
we should answer. So turn the music off.
Turn the music. I could keep
Yep.
it playing in the
No,
background.
it's going to take a while. The question is, this is from Poetry Matters Project.
Oh yes.
Freedom in relationships depends on who you are in the relationship. Correct?
Yes. It shouldn't. It shouldn't, but quite often it does. And there's many different dynamics of that within the relationship. So we have to get more specific on which ones we're talking about. But those dynamics can definitely.
Dynamics always do affect the
change.
relationship.
Yes.
So, if one is the controlling person and the other one is the submissive person, if
Yeah.
that's the kind of relationship that they
Yeah.
have, then they're going to assume those roles. Probably.
They may, but one may, the dominant one might try to make the other person a submissive type of personality.
Correct. So maybe,
which is a
so
problem.
one day they break free. Break those chains. Get out of that box. Show them who you really are.
There's another topic, and the music is back.
And Poetry Matters Project is correct. Spouses have to define it. That is absolutely
But see,
correct.
this is a loaded question, because what happens when the spouses try to define that? And what happens when one is like, but no. I ain't going out like that.
That's when they do what your number one advice has been in the past. They run.
No,
Run.
quite often they don't run.
Well,
they
some
stay.
do if
stay.
they realize that they're being put in a box
Yeah,
that they can't get out of.
But yeah, that could be another show also. That we
Part
can
2.
talk about. Of I'm right, I'm right.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Okay, all right, yeah. Next week, come on back to I'm Right. That's every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And you can watch that on JillCoxCordova.com. Click the podcast tab. You can also watch it on Facebook and YouTube. And also, as we said, check out Poetic People Fighting Racism. And we're going to talk about the topic we had tonight again. And that will be on the 29th of this month on Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. And you can go to knowtobestill.com/podcast and watch it on YouTube and Facebook. What else?
That's it.
That's it. Well, let's do it, because we're going to run out of music. So, we love you all. We're going to check you out next time. So, see ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We are going, but we've lost buttons.
It's not showing up.
It's right there.
It's not there. Oh.
See y'all.